Right, I've got my hands on the Sunday Independent, 9th of March 2025, legacy of a pandemic. Yeah, they're still going with the pandemic lie. They have to keep going with it. They can't say, actually, there was no pandemic, there was no virus. So they have to keep pretending that there was, because, of course, the Indo was instrumental, the mainstream media instrumental, in getting people to roll up their sleeves and take part in a dangerous medical trial that is killing people as we speak. But they're ignoring all of that, pretending there was a pandemic. Headline reads, a black hearse began arriving almost daily. Care recalls frightening days on the pandemic frontline, even though there was no pandemic, because 2020, we didn't even get any excess deaths apart from April 2020 that we can cross-reference and see that all happened in the nursing homes. There was a big killing off in the nursing homes. What happened? Well, we know the residents were put on end-of-life drugs, including midazolam, sent on their way, and their death certs stamped with COVID-19. Was there money exchanged for this? We're not quite sure, but something very dodgy was going down. And this guy now is being used. He's actually since left the healthcare system. He seems to still think there was a virus. Now, when he's talking in the piece, I've underlined some of them. He said they never really spoke about the virus. He's kind of hinting here that they never really saw the virus. You know, it was all this kind of, it was more imaginary. It was the imaginary virus. And when we all look at the receipts, and any of us can do it, any of us can look at the excess deaths from 2020, or we can look at the peak in deaths in April 2020. We can cross-reference with CSO figures coming out of these care, I use that term loosely, centres, and we can see that they was coming out of nursing homes. And then we can cross-reference, we've got midazolam receipts. We have people on the telly, on Claire Byrne, a nursing home owner saying, yeah, they were giving out end-of-life drugs. That's how they were sending them on their way. So we have all the receipts. It's all there. You just have to care enough to go and have a look. You know, and people are afraid, you know, they're still afraid, and we don't have time to be afraid. We have no time for that. We just have to get to justice, left, right. It doesn't matter what side you're on. We just need justice because this affects all of us. Because if we go over here, we have the legacy of the pandemic again. We have Ali Bracken. Of course, it's always Ali Bracken, isn't it? And it's always Anthony Staines of DCU. Anthony Stain of DCU talking about the next virus. And saying, what are we going to do? And of course, they're blaming Cheltenham. Look at this Egypt at Cheltenham in her GIMP mask. And they're saying, you know, next time there'll be no Cheltenham because that was a super spreader. Next time there'll be no €9 meal because the pubs won't be open. Next time there'll be no international travel because the airports will be closed. So this GIMP here is telling us, next time, you know, we're not going to make the mistakes. And this COVID inquiry that's coming very soon, we're not sure when, they are going to be telling us, no, these were the mistakes we made the last time. And next time, we're going to shut the whole thing down and you're going to be really isolated. Now, they're telling us. And I think we should take them seriously because we saw what happened the last time. We saw what happened to our old people. And we saw what happened to people who were hooked up to ventilators and put on end of life. It wasn't just old people. It happened in our hospitals too. Are we going to put up with it the next time? This guy here, I feel sorry for him, really. I think his intentions were good. I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's being used here. I think he is confused. I think a lot of people are confused. I think he tried to help. You know, he did try to help. He did think there was a virus. He did think there was a pandemic. A lot of people did. And now we see what's happening with the doctors. There's new European court ruling saying that they are responsible for the outcome of what happened with these injections, these so-called vaccines, this bioweapon. They're going to be held personally responsible. And we know that's going to be making room for the AI doctor. Because those doctors have been set up. This guy was set up. You know, it's a setup, the whole thing. And we have to be vigilant. We have to use our brains. We can't just sit by now the next time and do as we're told by a compliant and captured mainstream media who aren't telling the truth, who are pretending there was a pandemic, who are pretending there was a virus, and who are continually lying to us. And if we continually allow them to lie to us and accept that there was a pandemic and pretend there was, and pretend that those old people died of COVID or from COVID. If we pretend that that's the truth, even though it's a lie, well, you're in for it. You can only go along with a lie for so long before the truth hits you, you know, like a truck. Really and truly, And that's where we're headed. There's a reckoning on its way to Ireland. Are we going to do it again? We had a chance. I think we're very lucky that we're getting another chance, because I thought maybe COVID was the last chance, but it seems to be we have another chance because of this next virus. Are we going to be so stupid next time?